Tech by Tips.
Welcome to another Tech by Tips video. In today's video, this is kind of a video request. We're gonna address a question that I've received several times from people, which is my torrents are downloading, but once they're completed, the R is not able to delete the torrent from QBitTorrent, and it just stays there as a duplicate file in my NAS. So I finally found a solution for this. It turns out that there was something written in there that I missed for years, and I've confirmed now how to set it properly. So we're gonna talk about that, how to set it up properly so that your torrents are removed and they don't linger there after you're done. I am going to be using this Ubuntu torrent to kind of show you the main things that you need to see in your torrent client, and we're going to talk about the Arrs and Prowlarr also, because those have a very important role to play in this. The first thing that we need to do is, in our QBitTorrent application, we need to go into the settings. So we click on the gears here, and then we're going to go into the BitTorrent tab, and in here's where you specify how long you want the torrent to be seeded. This is important because, for example, if you're a member of a private torrenting site where you have to keep a certain amount of the torrents shared back so that you're not considered a leecher, then you have to specify some sort of amount, and you have several options. You can put a ratio to share. For example, you want to put a 1 ratio, so then you download something and then you keep seeding it until you give back the same amount that you got from the pool of seeders. Another option is you could do it based on time. So if you want to do it that way, you uncheck this and you check this one, and then you say how long you want to seed that torrent. In my case, I'm going to use a 0 time, so I wanted to stop seeding immediately after I download it, because I'm not going to be using a private leeching site for this. In this example, that's what I'm going to do. But if I wanted to, it doesn't even have to be a whole amount. For example, you could have a 1, so that's a 1-to-1. Everything that you get, you put back. You could do more if you want to get credits. If you're in a private torrenting site, for example, you could share twice what you get, or you can share partial, so you could put like 0.5, and that's half of what you get. So that's up to you what you want to put. I'm going to put 0 here just for the sake of the video. And another thing that is very, very important here is, since your R's need to manage the torrents, you don't want them to be deleted or removed, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause them. If you pause them, it's just going to say, okay, I'm done seeding. I mark it as completed. So when your R's look at the torrent and they see that it's completed, they can import the files and then get rid of the torrent, and you'll be okay. There's not going to be any problem. You have your files, you move your files, and then get rid of the torrent. So that's the best way to go. So the first thing you have to do is this: go into the gears, BitTorrent, and then specify the ratio or time that you want, and say pause, and then save that. So now you have that configured to allow the torrent to behave in a specific way that you want, either seeding it for a certain amount of time, or seeding it until a certain amount of seeding is reached, or just stop it immediately. This is what it would be considered a global seeding setting for QBitTorrent. But we need to be aware of something here, and this is very important. This is what is, for a lot of people, causing problems too. Let's go into our Prowlarr. In Prowlarr, when we set up our indexers, I did not mention that you can go into each indexer, for example, the ones that are for torrents. Let me organize my priority. So let's grab this one here, which is for torrents. And then if you go into the advanced view here and you scroll down a little bit, you have options here that say seed ratio and seed time. So this will override that value that you put in QBitTorrent. So that's why you want to make sure that this is blank for all of your indexers. It says the ratio a torrent should reach before stopping. Empty is the app's default, so that'll be the default from QBitTorrent. So you want this to be empty. You want to configure that only in QBitTorrent. The same for time, because this is the other way you could stop it, based on ratio or based on time. So make sure that all of this is blank. If you want to get a clear view of how it currently is, you can go into options here, and then you select seed radio and seed time, and then you'll see a column here for that. You have to make sure that all of your indexers are blank. That's the first thing that we need to make sure here with the apps outside of QBitTorrent. So once you know that you are not enforcing any specific rules for the torrents that come from any indexer, then our next step is checking our R's. For example, I'm going to go into Sonar. In Sonar, we go into our settings, and then in the settings, we go into the download clients. And in here, then we would go and click on the QBitTorrent client, and then we're looking for one specific value here. When I was setting this up, I was deciding to use initial state as forced start. Why? Because forced start, usually in my experience, tries to grab as soon as possible from all the seeders and peers that you have available. So that's why I was doing it, but I forgot and I didn't realize that there was a text down here that tells you the initial state for torrents added to QBitTorrent. But then it says note that forced torrents do not abide by seed restrictions. So that's telling me if I force started, then when the torrent is done downloading, it's not gonna do what I said in QBitTorrent, where I said stop it after this time or ratio. It's gonna bypass that and continue seeding it. It's gonna go like into a super seed mode. So that's a problem. So we need to make sure that we change this to start instead of force start. It'll be a little slower when it starts downloading, but it's gonna make sure that it doesn't linger after it's done. So make sure that you do this for all of your R's whenever you go into the downloads clients section. Make sure that the initial state is start, and then you save that. Now, how do you know if it's working or not? When you add something, let's say for example from Sonar, then you should see that the torrent is not force started. How do you know that? Let's say for example, I'm gonna start this one. Let me reduce the download rate because I don't want this to finish too fast and then I'm not gonna be able to show it. So okay, let's right click and say resume. When you click resume, it's gonna say downloading. That's it, just downloading. Now, if you in your application here select force start, when it is added to QBitTorrent, you'll see an F here next to downloading, and that means force downloading and force seeding. So that's what we were using before when we said force start. It's great because it forces it to start faster, but then at the end it just doesn't stop. So you want it to be without the F. How do you know? If I click force resume, you'll see that F that I'm talking about here. You see? So if you see that F, something's wrong. You have to make sure that your R's don't have force start. And you'll see that it'll be just downloading. And then when that happens, then you'll see that it'll stop when it has finished downloading. Now let's do that as an example. Let's put force resume so that we have the force start, and let's get rid of that download limit so that it downloads as fast as possible, so then we can see the result of this. This is a Linux distribution, so now you can see that it's going to download really fast because I have no restrictions on the speed right now. And you'll see that when it completes, it's going to just stay seeding because we have it with the force start. The force start immediately becomes force seed when it's done, so it doesn't stop. So let's just give it a little bit of time. We'll be back when this is done downloading, and we'll see when it switches to the other state. Alright, we're at about 95%, and we should see that it'll stop soon, and we'll see the change in status. Right, it has completed now. And you see that it says force seating because I have that F. So instead of using the restrictions that we specified here, where it says stop immediately after you complete and pause it, it did not do that. It just stayed seating. But that's not what we wanted. So in our case, it should have been not forced. So let's see what happens when I switch this to not forced. So let's right click and say resume. And you see it says seating, but then it switched immediately to completed. So now it is following the restrictions that I specified for the seating of the torrent. So that's what we need to do. Make sure you go into all of your R's. Make sure that you go into the QBitTorrent download client, and make sure that you do not have force start selected as the option, but just start. Additionally, make sure that none of your indexers in Prowlarr has any restrictions on the seating patterns. So it should be blank so that it doesn't specify additional restrictions outside of the global restrictions that are established in QBitTorrent. And make sure that in QBitTorrent, in the settings for BitTorrent, you have specified a criteria to stop the torrent once you reach that threshold. And that's going to be it. Your torrents are now going to be able to stop properly, automatically, and you don't have duplicated files in your system when you're done downloading. I hope you liked this video. I hope it was very useful to you. There's a lot of people that were asking that question, so I hope that now you have a useful answer that can get you sorted out. I want to thank Andrew for a donation that he sent to the channel. So thank you very much for that donation. I really appreciate it. And that's going to be it for this one. I'll see you on the next one.